200 tokens. That's all it takes before Claude secretly fingerprints every word it writes you. By the end, you'll know how to opt out. Since August 2nd, there's no toggle, no settings page, nothing. Anthropic applies this globally and admits it can't even scope it by region yet. Every plan inherits it to free tier, paid subscription, and the API that powers other people's products built on top of Claude. One switch, flipped once, covers all of it at the same time. Here's Anthropic's own post. They signed the EU's Transparency Pact in July, and this is what compliance actually looks like, a mandate to mark AI text. Forget zero-width spaces or weird punctuation. At every single word, Claude's options get sorted into a green list and a red list by a secret key. It just leans green. That's the whole trick, invisible in the text, loud in the statistics. No extra characters to strip, no metadata tag to scrub, no invisible Unicode buried in the string. The signal lives entirely in which synonyms got chosen, something you could never spot just by reading the page. This isn't new science. It's SynthID-Text, Google DeepMind's watermarking method, published in Nature back in 2024, repurposed to fingerprint your prompts. Same company, one job, Anthropic. Live since August 2nd, applied globally, zero opt-out. Call it compliance if you want, it's still a policy nobody voted on. Every model under the Claude name inherits it automatically, from the flagship down to the smaller, cheaper variants. This isn't a setting some product team can quietly experiment with and flip back off later. Want to check if your own writing got tagged? You'd have to send it back to Anthropic. Sit with that for a second, it gets worse. There's a one command way out of all of this, a model that never fingerprints a single word. That's the ending. Let's get to the middle first. So how does a secret key actually bend word choice without you noticing? Here's the honest breakdown. Line it up like a spec sheet. Roughly 200 tokens triggers it, about 150 words. Every new Claude model, older ones rolling in over the coming months. The legal basis, an EU Transparency Pact Anthropic signed in July. No published roadmap says which older model gets it next, or exactly when. Anthropic's own post just promises the gap closes eventually, the same vague timeline companies always give for features nobody asked for. Their own words, quote, applying watermarking globally at launch. Not just Europe, not just where the law says so, everywhere, because scoping it region by region was apparently too much work. The catch works in your favor a little. It only gets confident on long stretches of text. A tweet-length reply barely registers. A full essay? Different story entirely. 2022. That's when Scott Aronson first floated this exact idea, years before it landed quietly inside a product you might use every day. Back then, it was a thought experiment, floated in an academic talk about the coming wave of machine-written text. Now it's running silently, in production, on millions of real conversations every single day. John Gruber's breakdown says the quiet part plainly. With too few words, quote, there's no way to achieve any confidence a string of text was AI-generated. Here's the actual split. Copy-paste it unedited, the fingerprint survives. Rewrite even a little and the whole thing falls apart. This catches laziness, not real plagiarism. The story hit Hacker News and pulled 748 points, a huge number there. The top complaint wasn't ethics. It was something sharper. For a site that argues loudly about almost everything, a pylon this one-sided is rare. Not two camps fighting it out, just one long thread of engineers independently landing on the same uneasy conclusion. Remember checking your own text. To confirm the tag, you upload it to Anthropic or whichever provider you're asking. Your unpublished research, your confidential draft, now sitting on their servers. The top-voted reply put it bluntly. Verifying the mark means trusting the very company you don't trust enough to check in the first place. 0. That's how many times anyone using Claude got asked first. Not evil, just default, the kind of default that's easy to miss until someone points at it. No banner announcement, no changelog email, no checkbox buried 3 menus deep in settings. This is the kind of change most people only ever learn about secondhand from a blog post exactly like this one. So far, all confirmed. Live, global, no toggle, triggers around 200 tokens. And checking it means handing your text to the company that tagged it. Now for the part that should make you feel a little better, and a little more suspicious at the same time. Their own limitation in their own words, quote, can only determine that Claude was likely involved. Not proof, not certainty, a probability dressed up as a signature. Engineers pick the design apart fast. Encode too little and false positives creep in. Encode more, and it gets easier to erase with a light edit. Pick your poison. So, security theater or a real signal? Honestly, both. It flags lazy AI slop. It does almost nothing against anyone who actually tries to hide it, which mostly means it catches the people who weren't trying to fool anyone in the first place, students being lazy, not operations running deliberate disinformation at scale. The actual bad actors barely notice it's there. What actually kills the fingerprint? Paraphrasing, translating, any real rewrite. What survives? Copy, paste, done. If you're trying to cheat, this was never your obstacle. Here's the actual target, probably. Not you writing one email. Content farms publishing thousands of unedited AI pages a day. You're just collateral in a much bigger fight. Gruber's own example. The system might, quote, force selection of the less optimal word just to keep the statistical marker intact. A tax on writing quality, paid in secret. Every long answer might be paying a tiny invisible tax, not the best word, just the marked one. Small, real, and never disclosed to you. Multiply that across every long reply Claude has written since August 2nd, millions of them by now, and a tiny per word tax stops sounding small and starts sounding like a genuine, if invisible, cost. Now, let's be honest. The goal isn't evil. Deepfakes and AI slop are real problems, and the EU deadline was real too. But the ends justifying it, and nobody asking you first, can both be true. They are here. Confirmed, it catches sloppy, unedited AI text. Still fuzzy, whether it stops anything else. One paraphrase and the whole signature disappears. So if renting your AI means renting its hidden opinions about your words too, what's the actual way out? Put them side by side. Claude, rented, watermarked, no toggle. A local open model, downloaded once, running on your machine with no vendor quietly steering your word choices. The recipe's short. Install Olama or LM Studio. Pull an open weight model, Qwen, DeepSeek, take your pick. Every word it writes back is fully yours, no asterisk. Remember that one command escape hatch from the start? This is it. One line in a terminal, and nothing you write gets secretly tagged, ever again. The honest trade, full control, zero watermark, real win. Frontier-level polish on every single task, not guaranteed. But nobody's quietly tagging your words anymore, either. You trade a little day-to-day convenience for knowing exactly what happens to every word before it ever reaches you. No hidden key, no green list, no company quietly deciding which synonym you get to keep. So, to recap, every long Claude answer carries a hidden signature you can't turn off. Checking it means trusting the very company that added it. One open download ends the whole question. If a vendor quietly fingerprinting your writing bothers you, yesterday's video is the other half of this argument. A chip maker giving away the software escape hatch free. Own your words. Own your stack. Stop renting the parts that should be yours.